So come on, you want to know what's going on inside there? So let's just get inside it. It's a crumbly, crunchy pastry because it's our bread. Listen to that crunch and look in there. There you are. That is our Bratwurst sauerkraut cups made. Is it German? It's German enough. Hi everyone, welcome to Backyard Chef. I'm Rick. Today we're doing a German inspired recipe. It's one of mine. And the Germans are going to say, that's not German. And I'm telling you, it's very much German. We're making a Bratwurst and sauerkraut cups. That's what we're doing, and we're using bread. Recipes appeared all over the internet a few years ago, everybody making bread cups. Okay, so here's our bread, and what we need to do is take the crusts off. So remove the crusts. Now, you can make this same recipe by leaving the crusts on, but it doesn't work very well. When you come to rolling out the bread, it's not very supple. Now, someone's going to say, what are you doing with those crusts? I'm not keeping the crust to make into breadcrumbs. I'm throwing the crusts out for the birds to eat. Right, the next stage of this is very simple. We're going to do the old-fashioned roly-roly. Roll out your bread. And this is our pastry. For all these people that have never seen anything like this, this is our pastry for our tart tin. And just chuck that to one side and carry on with all the rest until you've flattened them all out. And today we're using sauerkraut, which is German, and we're using Handlmaier mustard, which is sweet mustard. Works perfectly for this. Let's just put that out of the way. Okay, this next stage, we have got a muffin tin, bog standard muffin tin, and we're going to butter this bread on both sides. So on we go. We want a bit of butter on there, and what's going to happen is it's going to toast up with the butter on. So we butter one side, put it to one side, butter the other side. Don't go too crazy with the butter. We don't want it swimming in the stuff. And then do this one. Nice and straightforward, and then put it on top of the other one like that. And we're doing this job first because these have to cook and go cool. Now I might add, I've done this with puff pastry as well, and it works very well. And I can assure you, you won't see either recipe on the net. You probably will now. And don't forget, if you like the recipe, please share it around. It helps the channel. We want our muffin tin. Straightforward. Take a slice of buttered bread in there. It doesn't matter how it goes in, just squash it in. Okay, and do that with them all. Take another one in there, squash it all the way down. When it's folded over like that, just push it over, flatten it against the side. It doesn't matter. So in we go with some parchment paper. We're going to blind bake these now. Give it a little bit of a squidge down. It will stick and hold this actually. So when you come to take it out, you'll see, but you'll be able to lift it out with that, and the cup will come out with it. So just squash your baking paper in there. And if you wonder what I've done with the baking paper, I've got baking paper. Okay, now I'm rushing. I've got my baking paper, I've screwed it all up like that, and we have just shoved it in there. We're not cutting anything out, it doesn't have to be any circles, nothing like that. So screw it up, that just makes it easier to fold into the bottom, and squash it in. Squash it in there. Oven on. 180 for me, I'm using an air fryer. Let it do its thing. We are blind baking. So fill that with baking beads. These are ceramic baking beads I bought online. Okay, these are going in the oven. It's on 180 degrees. They're going in for 8 minutes blind bake. Okay, sauerkraut. I'm using this particular brand, Devilier, whatever they call it, and I have put some in here, and as you can see, I am draining it. I don't want all that fluid that's in that cabbage. We want to keep the cabbage moist, but we don't want all that. So nice and steady, we drain it. I am using Handlmaier mustard, and Handlmaier mustard, I mean, this is German, it's sweet, it's a sweet mustard. So the sauerkraut is sour, that is sweet, makes a fantastic combination, and I have got some smoky brats. Pan on, brats in. You can cook it in any German beer if you want to go full German, that's up to you. However, I'd rather drink the beer because this is smoky. We're not going to fry them, it doesn't matter on this one. We're going to set that to boil, we're going to cook our brats in there. If it gets too hot, they explode. It doesn't matter, we're going to chop them all up to put as our filling for our cups. This is a no stress recipe. So like I say, you could actually cook these in beer, or you could even fry them, it doesn't matter, just cook your brats how you want, but we're going to slice them all up so it doesn't matter. Now we can either put slices in here or we could do fine cubes, and that's what I'm going for. Okay, 8 minutes, done. Out it comes on there. We've got these brown edges. Do not worry about it. Just let that cool a little minute, and we're going to take those beads out so it's going to hold its shape, and we want those cups to be cold before we put our filling in. So just give it a minute, and then these come out, and then we're going to trim that round with a pair of scissors. We won't neaten it up, it's going to look really high class. Okay, sausage is very much cooked, so that'll do. That's our brats done, we need to take them out of there. Our brats, one side, cleared away, that's our cooking done, we don't need any of this. We're going to take our baking beads out. There you go, look, like I say, it comes out together. You can chuck that out, and that is our pastry case. I'm just going to put that back in there because we're going to let it cool completely. So there we are, that's our pastry cases or bread cases. We just let that cool. So I'll just move that to one side. Our sauerkraut in that bowl. Now we're going to take a good tablespoon of our mustard. Mix it in. So you have this sweet sour cabbage going on at the moment with a bit of mustard in there. Now this mustard is not hot to eat. You can take your mustard and you can eat it. It's very sweet. That's why it works perfectly with this recipe. Sour, you've got some sweet, and you've got some smokiness. Our brats, we want to be slicing. So I'm just going to come in there. Whew. Now I'm going to cube these up small, but you can go for slice if you so wish. We're just going to come in there. And if you've got juicy sausages as you're slicing, that's going in there. Put the juice in as well. Let's get maximum flavour. So again, let's just cube these. Let's have that in there. Now the thing is with this is one of those recipes that can be prepped up beforehand. Now if you're going to have folks round and you're going to have a bit of a nibble it with a beer and a barbecue or a whatever, this is a fantastic recipe. It really is. You know, you make that bread shells, it's got to be cool. So you leave it to cool. Make this, put it on the side. When you're ready to go, you chuck that in there. But we need to add some cheese to this yet. You chuck that in there, you bake for between 5 and 7 minutes, no more. We just want the cheese to melt inside this. So let's get some cheese. For us today, this is freshly grated cheddar. So that's what I'm using. I get some cheddar in there. And we're going in with some freshly grated mozzarella. About a cup of each actually. And we're going to give that a good little mix in. Now try, and I know it can be a bit challenging sometimes, try and get it all distributed evenly. You know, when we put this in our cups, we want to be getting cabbage, cheese and sausage in there. And I can tell you now, the smell from this is incredible. Sweetness, sourness, smokiness, it is amazing. And that's before it's even cooked. Right, we want to get our tray back, which has cooled down. And we want to get our cups. Now, what we are going to do, we're going to neaten this up. I don't like that. Okay, so take the cup. Take the cup like that and just take your scissors and just trim off there. Now you don't have to go crazy, you don't have to take it all the way down. And if it's a rustic look like that, it's absolutely perfect. So just take that off there, like that. You know, we don't want dried out crispy bread. Okay, we want a generous amount on here. Try and get sausage, cabbage, cheese, everything. Get a good dob in. Now fill them as high as you want, but you want a generous amount in there. You want the oven back on. These are going to go in for 5 to 7 minutes. We want to melt that cheese crispy on the top. In they go. Now there's enough mixed here to do 12. Five minutes, it's done. Out it comes. Let it cool. Next one in. 5 minutes. Let them cool down a little minute. I'm going to chuck some parsley on and we're going to give them a try. And then all you do is over with a little bit of fresh parsley to put some green on there. Nice and steady like that. And then that looks a bit posh. Serve that to your guests. And then you have a fantastic German themed Bratwurst and sauerkraut cups. Look at those. So come on, you want to know what's going on inside there? So let's just get inside it. It's a crumbly, crunchy pastry because it's our bread. Listen to that crunch and look in there. Look at that. Yeah, that is our Bratwurst sauerkraut cups made. Oh, let's get dug in. Look at this. Well, there you are. That is Bratwurst sauerkraut cups made. What does it taste like? Oh wow. That is absolutely incredible. Sour, sweet, smoky. Oh, that is awesome. And if you wanted to go the whole hog, this is sweet enough actually with the mustard. But if you wanted to go whole hog, a bit of that German mustard. That is off the charts. That really is off the charts. That is A1. Is it German? It's German enough. That's Bratwurst and sauerkraut cups made. If you like what we're doing, big thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, ring that bell. Catch you in the next video.